Good morning, welcome back to the Over 40s Fitness Podcast. My name is Tristan Lowe and here we are mid-April. The subject of today's short discussion at 8:15 on a Tuesday morning is bodyweight exercises. Why we should start doing bodyweight exercises. Okay, let's start. And the reason that we should do bodyweight exercises is because ordinarily, or exercise, it's good for us. We can use our own body weight as a form of resistance and it can make our bones, ligaments, tendons and muscles stronger. It can be almost cardiovascular as well. It's good for mobility, flexibility, can challenge the nervous system, not in the same way that compound lifts do, like with a barbell or dumbbells or machines when you're doing multi-joint exercises with lots of weights. Those compound lifts, great exercise, but we're just talking body weight. Let's start with the most easy form of body weight resistance exercise to do, and that is a squat. All right, now if you're just starting out exercising and you're stuck for time, I would say warm up with a walk, or if you run, then a run, or even housework or gardening work, but make sure your joints, ligaments and tendons are warm and you're hydrated as well. Find an area, preferably with a little bit of space, no bigger than, 8 foot by 4 foot, and that's enough, like a big mat to work on. You can work in the garden, in your house, bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, even out on the street. I participate myself in bodyweight exercises just to keep myself creative and to challenge my body. All right, now a squat, you don't have to come down to 90 degrees like you see on the magazines and TVs and adverts. You can come down to 45 degrees squat, which is almost halfway. All right, if you do come down to 90 degrees or even further, great, good on you. Make sure your knees and your hips and your ankles are okay. Ordinarily, the depth of your body weight squat is governed by not just your strength or your experience, but the mobility available at the ankle joint, the hip joint and the knee joint. All right, now if you start with, let's say 3 sets of 20 bodyweight squats every other day. Okay, that's going to give you 60, and some weeks 80, but at least 60 squats, bodyweight squats a session. So 3 times 60 for 3 times a week, that's going to give you 180. 180 bodyweight squats. If you start that today with 3 sets of 20 every other day, or if you really are pushed for time in what you do with work, then do them every day. I would say do them every other day just to start out. The next one is press-ups, the one that a lot of people know the benefits of, or they've got an idea, but they don't want to do them. And the reason being is because press-ups are challenging. It's an upper body exercise. It will target your chest, front shoulders, your upper back, to a degree the rear shoulders, the triceps, even the abdominals and the core strength. Yep. Now, I would say take your hands and put your hands flat to the floor. And if you're brand new to press-ups, do them on your knees. Put something soft under your knees if you've got a hardwood floor like I have, or do them on the carpet or on the rug. If you're strong enough, then do them on your feet. If you want to put your feet together, that's up to you. If you want to put your feet hip width apart, entirely up to you. If you're going to do them on your knees, I'd say 3 sets of 20 to start out. Exhale on the way up. So breathe in on the way down and exhale or count as you come back up. Go down to about 90 degree bend at the elbow. If you go further than that and you touch your chest to the floor, good on you. Give yourself at least 1 minute rest in between. If you do them on your feet, remember that's now more body weight on those muscles, the upper torso, but it's equally more stress on the wrist joint. Yep, on the wrist joint and the elbow joint. So if you do them on your feet and you're a relative beginner, and you can push out 15 to 20 for 3 sets every other day, give yourself 60 to 90 seconds rest in between, because what you want to do is as a beginner, give yourself enough recovery time to actually get through the sets correctly. What you don't want to be doing is getting to 10 or 12 reps and your technique goes, so you either stop or you continue with poor technique and get bored, or even worse, you get injured. So give yourself enough recovery time to get to a point when it's really getting taxing at 15, 16, where you have to push yourself to get to 20, but not halfway through. All right, so that's squats, press-ups. They're both sort of pressing exercises. You're using lots of pressing muscles in the body. The next one, I bet you've guessed it. Yep, it's sit-ups or abdominal crunches. Now, whilst I don't agree that sit-ups are ideal for abdominal training. I think the best way to train your abdominal area or the core area is actually standing up. It's more functional. But we're just talking an isolated exercise. Find a soft landing, again, carpet, mat, or put a towel down. Make sure you're warmed up again. Ideally, if you've got to start out, then hook your toes underneath the sofa or the bed, or put a bag or something on your feet to keep your heels down to the floor. You want your knees flexed at about 45 degrees, doesn't matter. What you don't want to be doing is obviously sit-ups, with your legs out flat. That will just lead to back injury. Exhale as you come up as well. Don't hold your breath. Count your reps as you come up to the sit-up. You don't have to bring your elbows to your knees each time. You can come halfway up. That's the start. Again, I would go for 3 sets of 20. If you've got a lot of excess abdominal fat, you're going to find it quite challenging. So if that's the case and you're not strong enough and you've got too much belly fat in front of you, then start with 3 sets of 10. You don't need to do hundreds or thousands of sit-ups. That's going to lead to boredom or injury. Now, when you've done your sit-ups, ideally, just to recover, I would say get back up onto your feet and let the blood come back down your body again, move around again. And again, give yourself a minute in between and get back down and crunch. You can actually add a twist at the top and bring your right elbow to your left knee and vice versa, left elbow to your right knee, just to actually put a little bit of stress on the obliques as well. Don't do anything fancy. We're talking bodyweight exercises for beginners to start out, to actually get you used to being out of breath without any equipment. You're essentially contracting, lengthening and shortening muscles over and over again with relatively short recovery periods, which is going to keep your heart rate up, not to 80% of its maximum. Maybe if you're doing those squats and then you go straight to press ups and straight to abdominal crunches after. They are 3 very, very good exercises that you don't need any equipment for, and all you could do is squats, then do your press ups, and then do your crunches. That's up to you. And finally, one more bodyweight exercise I would say would be the forearm plank. Everybody's seen it. A lot of people have done it. The forearm plank is not good for weight management. It's not good for body fat reduction. It's not really good for cardiovascular fitness. What it is good for is strengthening the muscles in the abdominals and the lower back, essentially the torso. Again, you're not going to lengthen or shorten a muscle like if you was to do a bicep curl. There's no articulation of the joints. The quickest way from A to B is a straight line. So you're going to make your body nice and straight in the plank. Forearms down, elbows in line with the shoulders, not too wide and of course not too narrow. Get your hands flat to the floor. Make some big surfaces to sort of move the weight around as well. Your body weight around, displace it, Feet together, lift up and hold. Ideally, start for 30 seconds. 3 rounds of 30 seconds in between with 45 seconds in between. You don't need a long recovery period between doing planks, and the reason being they're not going to push your heart rate through the roof. And again, there's not a lot of joint articulation, so it's not going to challenge your nervous system as much as say a squat would do. All right, so we've got squats, press ups, abdominal crunches, and a forearm plank, which is essentially, some people call it a static hold or isometric hold, and that's to finish. And of course, cool down with 2 or 3 minutes of light stretches. Now, there's other forms of bodyweight exercises which we can talk about, but they I'd say would be, whilst not necessarily advanced, but there's more actual movement. And I would say put those into week 3 or week 4, and that would be the alternating reverse lunge. All right, so you take your stand tall, take one leg back, go into reverse lunge, come back up to starting position and switch legs. And the reason I say if you're going to get into lunges as a relative beginner, it's a unilateral, it's a single leg exercise, not complete unilateral, because one foot's on the floor whilst the other one's on the floor to a degree. You're not doing single leg pistol squats, we're doing alternating reverse lunges. But it can be quite challenging because you're going to be slightly off balance as well. And it's quite a big global movement to do. You've got the hip joint, the knee joint, ankle joint. It's going to push your heart rate up. So 10 left, 10 right, 10 left, alternating. Or if you want to do 10 on one side and 10 on the other, then stop. Give yourself 60, again, to 90 seconds recovery period in between if you're doing them set 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you're going to go through a superset or a circuit with the other mentioned exercises, then again, you're going to go straight into squats after. That's going to be quite challenging, but you can do them. I would say add alternating reverse lunges as a relative beginner by week 3, week 4. If you get knee pain, wait longer. Wait till week 6, week 7, but certainly put them in at some point into your exercise. All right, okay, there's you can do other bodyweight exercises like pull-ups, whatever, but of course you need a bar or a frame or something, 7 to 9 foot off the floor to use. We'll talk about that in another video. The benefits of bodyweight exercises: you don't need a training partner, you don't need a gym, don't need a health club, don't even need a trainer. What you need is to get out of bed, drink your water, warm up and do your bodyweight exercises 3 times a week as a relative beginner and watch your body start to change. It's going to get you out of breath, it's going to get you relatively tired, it's going to make you feel uncomfortable for the first couple of weeks. You do that, take your shower, have your healthy breakfast, go straight to work. Within 1 or 2 weeks, you're going to start to feel better. You may not look better, or you might look better to the naked eye to yourself, but to Joe Public walking past you, not a lot of difference. It will take up to 8 weeks to notice the changes in the body, visible notices from other people, but you're going to feel better straight away. So the benefit of bodyweight exercises, it costs you nothing, no money. It just costs you, 10 to 20 minutes of your time, 3 times a week. It's relatively safe, low cost, and definitely effective exercise. Again, I'm 53, I've been training since I was 11 years of age, and I still do bodyweight exercises. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do some today. All right, my name's Tristan Lowe, it's the Over 40s Fitness Podcast. Please like, subscribe and share, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching and listening.